What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about LTC, Litecoin today. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys. Let's get into it. I think it's very amazing what Litecoin's doing this week, right? You're up about 15.5% right now. The average altcoin, that's what this chart is. Others, the average altcoin's only up 5.89%. So you're basically doubling, tripling, more than that, what the average coin is doing this week. I love seeing that. I love seeing that. I do believe that we are on the precipice. We're right on the cusp of alt season, and generally speaking, we see Litecoin perform well before most altcoins. It tends to lead the market, right? And this is a good omen if we're thinking alt season is upon us, okay? And I very much do believe it is. Litecoin had a little bit of a volatile, consolidation phase here, moving down pretty dramatically, moving up, moving down, moving up. All this stuff, you're getting ready to break out. You look at the weekly RSI, you've held up very well, holding above the 55, that's fine there, holding above prior areas of resistance in the RSI, staying not just above the 55, but getting above the 60 as well. If we can stay above the 60, that'd be a very good indication that we're probably going to see some overbought readings. If we can get into the overbought zone, I suspect that Litecoin will likely see a higher reading than the last move, okay? Even if the reading's a double top, even if it matches this or it falls shorter, okay, we are in a much more positive and a lot larger kind of candles here than we were whenever we broke out here, right? It's a different kind of range. What I'm trying to say by that is I would expect then that from a low to a high, this move here would be smaller from a low to a high of the move that's coming. So if we take that kind of idea, not from the actual low, but from the low of the move, the low here to the high there, it's 128%. I'm assuming this move will be larger than that. Looking at how it is now, I think it's safe to assume this move could have started at this low here. So 128%, that only takes us to 183. Before we did any of this, I could have told you that we were going to see a stronger move than that just based off of logic alone. We probably wouldn't stop here, right? Logic alone would dictate that why would you stop here? Why wouldn't you at least go to $230? Why wouldn't you at least go to $280 or higher, something like that? Why would you stop here? It doesn't make sense. But again, using the RSI, trying to figure out why or if we would see a bigger move. It's very obvious with the RSI, but it's also obvious with the price. So it's nice to get that congruence. So likely we see something bigger. If we were to go all the way up to here, that'd be about 195%. I could see that. Something all the way up to here, 250, 260%. Now we're talking. It could definitely be the case. If we look at this relative high to this relative low, our golden retracement is right there at $172 to $202. Generally speaking, I would almost always expect that you find resistance here. And maybe you do. Maybe you find it for a week. Maybe it's 2 weeks. Maybe it's 3 weeks. But it wouldn't be long before you see prices above the 786 to the 886 area. And in fact, I'm under the impression that Litecoin could just tear right through the 618. If we're going to break out of this range, I would assume it's going to be in a very similar fashion as this move. I just expect this move to be larger and faster. I expect it to be more pronounced. And if we were to make that same move, that would take us right in the golden ratio. I don't know. It's hard to say when it's going to happen or how it's going to look. I'm content with just saying whether we blast through it or we find some turbulence there and then we blast through it one way or another. However it's going to look, by the end of March, I would expect that Litecoin is well above $250, probably, or even, I would say at the most, around $320. Something in between, though, is what we're looking for, right? Nothing's changed on that front. If we look at the monthly aspect here, last month did close outside this range. You've wicked all the way down, and now you're looking to close. Dude, this is such a bullish month right now. I know you've had a rough time. I know you pulled back all the way, but man, 15 days, 21 hours left. You're only down 3% right now. I'm very confident that Litecoin's not just going to close green, but last month you closed 24% of the green. You very well could close with more percentage growth than last month, and you already went down so much, man. That's crazy. What would that do? 24%? Yeah, genuinely. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Litecoin was above $200 by the end of this month. You're at 123 now. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that happened. I want to look at LTC versus others real quick and just see how that's looking. We'll do it on the total crypto, get the most history that we have here. Okay, so this is a very funky chart, to say the least. Okay, so for some reason it it won't let me put it in log, and that's okay. That's fine. Whatever. Low to high here. Not really anything off the fibs. That's fine. You know, maybe I should take the fibs out of log. Would that do anything? No, it's basically because it's not in log. So I mean, it says it's in log, but it's not. I take it out of log, it doesn't move. I put it back in log, it doesn't move. Right? It's literally just the same thing. So, anyways, not going to get a whole lot from that fib there. Let's take this fib. I just want to see low to high what you're doing. Kind of in an area that you'd expect to find resistance. Okay, so a little bit of respect there. That's encouraging. High to low here. You're at the 236. Definitely expecting on a month-to-month basis Litecoin grows. Okay, so this chart, LTC versus others, what this means is if it goes up, Litecoin's outperforming the average altcoin. If it goes down, Litecoin is being outperformed by the average altcoin. Last cycle, or sorry, not last year, 2022 to 2023, we had a phase where Litecoin outperformed the average coin. Let's just see what that was. Let's compare this now to others. New price scale. What were you guys? What was this doing? And let's look at Litecoin too. We'll compare others and then LTC. I love this. It's kind of overkill, is it not? LTC is the purple. Others is the red, and then LTC and others is the actual chart here. Okay, so while LTC grew a lot versus others, we saw others. Isn't that interesting there? Oh, okay. I got it confused. The purple line is Litecoin. Okay, let's actually change this. Let's make it like blue. Blue for Litecoin. Okay, make it blue. And then others, we'll make the others line, we'll make it white so it stands out a little bit. Or maybe orange so it doesn't clash with the white here, okay? Others is orange, Litecoin is blue. So when Litecoin grew versus others a lot, we saw others, the average altcoin actually started to go down. It was going down in this time when Litecoin was moving up. So Litecoin again started its cycle. You can see here very clearly, or maybe not its cycle, but it started its move in October 2022 until June of 2023. It started its move a whole month before, or maybe even 2 months before the average altcoin did. And it saw more growth overall. Okay, so that was the last time. Let's see, what else do we got going on here? Hold on. Other comparisons to make, right? Litecoin here, again, gaining value versus others. You can see this thing starting to take off, starting to move up. It found its low. Litecoin found its low here on this month. Others found their lows a month later. Litecoin, again, leading the altcoin market ahead of time, right? And then growing, outperforming it here at the very beginning of last cycle, right? That's June of 2019. Going into the end of the cycle, you can see that the Litecoin others chart here dropped off. Others was moving up, Litecoin was moving up, both of them are moving up together. The way that I have it scoped, it makes it look like they moved up together, but really Litecoin moved up a lot less than others, and we can see that in this chart because you lost value. They were both moving up, Litecoin and others were both moving up here, but the fact that you're moving down means Litecoin got outperformed by the average coin. But before this happened, before the finale of the cycle happened, you had this moment where Litecoin outperformed the average coin still, right? It was like the beginning, the forewarnings of Altseason to start. Go back in time. Here they bottomed at the same time. Litecoin started moving up this time afterwards. So that's not a good comparison there, but hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Let's go back. Let's kind of go all the way back. Right, that wasn't as conclusive as I was hoping it to be. That wasn't anything like out of the ordinary or anything that stands out, other than the fact that, you know, Litecoin here, we can see did find a low at the same time others did. We've been moving in tandem together, basically. Okay, I'm going to delete all these little aspects. I'm going to delete Litecoin. We've been moving in tandem for a little while. That's why we're moving sideways. But now Litecoin is starting to break out ahead of the altcoin market. And we can see that in the others chart here, right? If we look at the monthly time frame, most coins are in the red this month. Litecoin this month, LTC USD, is in the green, right? No, it's in the red. Okay. Maybe it's this week. I'm sorry. This week it's up 16. That's right. It's up 16%. Litecoin's only down 2.8%, while the average altcoin is down 17%. That's what it is. Okay, so by the end of this month, will the average altcoin close green? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but Litecoin certainly will. Likely, this is that same kind of beginning that we get with the Litecoin others chart is all I'm trying to get to. All I'm trying to say is that this will likely foreshadow greater things to come. There will be a point where Litecoin is growing, but the others chart is going down, and that will likely be when alt season is in full swing, right? Because remember, This part here, Litecoin started moving up first before others did and outperformed others, and Litecoin moved up together. Litecoin here moved up more than the average coin. But then here, others kept moving up. Litecoin kept moving up, which means that basically alt season was in full swing and Litecoin was still moving up. It was being outperformed. So all that to say, I don't know how clear it is. I feel like I've been rather unclear, and I'm sorry for that. But all that to say, I suspect that this next move for Litecoin, I expect that this move up to about $300 will likely outperform the average coin, okay, going forward. I think this move will. And then afterwards, once we break out, once we see new all-time highs for Litecoin, that could trigger a signal across the board that alt season is starting. Litecoin starts to lose value versus others, but that's because Litecoin's moving up, everything's moving up, but Litecoin's moving up at a slower pace. And of course it is. It's a top 100, top 20 coin. Of course it will. But I don't know, man. I feel like I got a little bit confusing. I wasn't trying to be confusing. I was really just trying to draw the point of what this means, not just for Litecoin, but what it means for the crypto market as a whole too. So anyways, 124.77 cents right now. Very much believe that by the end of this month you'll be in the green. You'll probably even be around 200, if not at least around 180. And then by the end of this move, sometime in March, late March, if not mid-March, I'm expecting you'll be around 300, if not higher in price. We'll see how it goes. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.